I got fired last week.
Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Hey.
Hey boos, welcome to Sips and Tips episode 2. I have so much I want to talk about today. Obviously we're going to get into the topic. You've seen the title, so you know what we're going to get into as far as the topic and the advice. But first of all, let's just get into the kind of elephant in the room, because last episode I ended it saying that I was going to be doing Sips and Tips live in Vegas because I was going to Lovers and Friends. Well, Lovers and Friends Festival got canceled. If you want more details on that and like my take on it, definitely check out my TikTok. I made a TikTok about it and how we found out and all of that. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to conduct those interviews. I'm still super disappointed because I was so excited to do those and to edit it and have my first episode of Sips and Tips live. But can't cry over spilled milk. It's fine. Other opportunities will come. So instead, we're going to talk about today's topic, make a cocktail, and we'll do Sips and Tips live another time. Hopefully the audio is okay. I decided to not use my mic for this portion because I just felt like it sounded kind of muffled. I think the best way for me to use that mic is if I hold it. So we're still testing things out. Just, bear with me. I might have to invest in a stand-up mic here. So we'll see. But let's get into today's sip. Did I even introduce the episode properly? I did, right? Okay. Welcome to Sips and Tips, where we make a little something to sip on and then we get into the tips and advice of it all. Today, we are making a simple 2-ingredient little end of spring / summer cocktail. I'm not gonna have a recipe card for this one. Normally I'll have recipe cards and that link will be in the description. But since it's just 2 ingredients, I don't really think you need a recipe card. All we're gonna use today is some tequila. The tequila I have currently on my bar cart is Tres Generaciones. I got this from Total Wine. I like it. It's a decent tequila. It's my first time trying it. Decent price point as well. And then Trader Joe's Watermelon Cucumber Cooler. This is good by itself, but the two, yeah, super simple. I have my glass with ice. I have my cocktail shaker with ice, and I'm literally just gonna do 2 shots of tequila and then just top it off with the watermelon cucumber cooler. I'm not gonna measure it. I just kind of look and see about how much looks good. Then we're just gonna shake it. Good 10 seconds or so. I love a glass straw. I have those linked in my Amazon storefront if you are interested, but I love a straw. I specifically love a glass straw. So we have our drink. We're gonna do a little lime to garnish and make it look cute. And that's it. Our watermelon cucumber cooler cocktail. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be my summer go-to. This is perfect for a pregame, or if you just don't feel like really being a mixologist that day. 2 simple ingredients. It's refreshing. It's yummy. I love watermelon as well, so this is perfect. We're gonna move over to the couch and get into a little bit of tea, actually, about me. And then we're gonna get into today's advice. So let's go.
Okay, hopefully the mic is doing what it needs to do. I didn't really test it before, so hopefully it's working. Let's get into today's advice segment, today's tips. The question that I got was, how are people surviving in this economy? How are people making money? What are people doing to get by? I chose to highlight this topic this week because I got fired last week. It still sounds so insane to say that out loud because I've never been fired from a job in my life. So it's still just very jarring and shocking to say out loud, but it is what it is. It's life. I'm not sad about it. I'm not mad about it. I definitely was blindsided. So the way that it happened was really crazy and unexpected, but I really couldn't stand the job anyway. And I feel like it was God's way of freeing me. He was literally forcing me out of the position and was like, you're taking too long to figure things out and figure out when you're going to make the move and take the leap to get out of this. So I'm going to do it for you. So that's how I'm looking at it. Maybe at some point I'll do a full story time on it. But for now, Yeah, that's what happened. It's interesting because to go from working a 9 to 5, being in that like corporate environment and thinking that I had job security, to now not being employed and kind of being back on the freelancer wave, and just also trying to like figure out what's next. How do I pivot? Where do I go? That's literally the season that I'm in right now. What we're going to talk about is like, this is advice that I need for myself right now too. So so let's get into it. Like, how are people actually making money? What are people really doing to survive in this economy? Because this economy right now is tragic. Like, we are in crisis mode. People are struggling. It's very, very, very trying times right now. Let's get into the ways that people are making money these days. And some of them are probably pretty obvious, and then some of them might not be. So let me know what you think. Because obviously, people are still working 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 just to stay alive. Like 9 to 5s, corporate positions, they will always be there. They are reliable in certain aspects. I will give it that. This day and age, we're definitely seeing a bigger boom in entrepreneurial endeavors and people starting their own businesses, whereas like 20-30 years ago that wasn't really a thing. Like, there were of course business owners and entrepreneurs, but it's seeing a really, really big boom right now because people are just trying to get out of that 9 to 5 hamster wheel, myself included. It's definitely taking a turn, but 9 to 5s are still very prevalent. Don't let social media or anything fool you. People are still working every day those 9 to 5 jobs. So getting into owning a business, being an entrepreneur, I would say that's a huge way that people are making money right now. The thing about it though is that being a business owner and being an entrepreneur, you have to have time and you have to have money to start a business. There's really no other way around it. Unless you have someone who's funding your business, you got some, some investors, you got it set up that way to where you don't really have to like put in a whole lot of money yourself. Starting a business costs a lot. I wouldn't say I started my own business, but I do have a brand called The Bougie Brunch Girl. I started off as just an Instagram page, and I did want to monetize and kind of make it a business. So I was looking into like creating an LLC, and I made a website, got a domain name, all that. Even just those little things were so expensive. Like getting a domain or like getting Google Workspace, like $200, $300. Like, it costs to start up a business. So it's definitely feasible, definitely doable. If you want to start your own business, I say go for it, but just know that you do have to have the time and some capital to get it started. A third way that people are making money is this right here, content creation. I think between TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, people are making a ton of money. I literally just watched a video last night, and a woman was sharing how she monetizes on YouTube and, just kind of sharing her journey. She made $29,000 in 1 month. I just feel like, yeah, I would like to do the same. Again, YouTube and content creation is something that takes time. Unless you're one of the really rare creators that just blows up overnight and all your stuff goes viral and you just immediately become this sensation, it takes some time and it's a little bit of a slow crawl. But really, what I've heard and what I'm taking this advice myself is that if you are consistent, you're posting quality content consistently, whether it's a week, once a week, twice a week, whatever, as long as you're doing it consistently, you will see growth. And that's with anything, right? Like anything that you set your sights on, if you're consistent with it, that could be the gym, that could be eating healthy, that could be whatever. Anything that you do consistently, you're going to see results. And so content creation is definitely, it falls in that same realm. I do think, and I've heard people say this before, if you're trying to make money in content creation, you also have to enjoy creating content, and you have to do something that you would enjoy doing for free. Like this right here, I'm not making a dime off of this yet. Obviously the goal is, I'll have sponsors and I'll have my own show one day, but like right now I'm doing this simply because I enjoy it. I love talking to the camera. I love giving advice, love a good cocktail, but I'm doing it for free right now. If I didn't enjoy this and I was just trying to make money off of it, it wouldn't really work out and you would get really burnt out really fast. But content creation is very, very lucrative. I think as of now, TikTok, the future is a little uncertain with that. And I've heard just from other creators that I know that the creator fund isn't it's not paying the greatest. So a lot of people are getting brand deals through TikTok, and that's how they're making money. I've made money through brand deals on TikTok before. YouTube. I think YouTube is kind of an evergreen platform. Again, don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Nothing lasts forever, but because of AdSense and the collaborations that you can do through with brands on YouTube, very, very lucrative as well, as long as you're consistent. And then as far as Instagram, I don't know too much about Instagram's monetization process, to be honest with you. If anybody has more insight on that or has, details, please let me know. But there's also ways you can monetize on Instagram and of course get brand deals through that as well. So that's a huge one. I know that's what a lot of people are going for and working towards. So content creation is huge. Another way people are making money might be a little controversial. Some people are open about it. Some people are not, because it's still a little bit of a taboo. But people are really turning more to spicy work, spicy content. You know what I'm talking about? OF and things of that nature. Especially in such a digital age, you don't necessarily have to go out and like dance at a club or be on set making certain kinds of movies. You can do stuff from the comfort of your own home. So that's definitely seen a bit of a spike as far as, people joining that industry. And then also something else that I have to say, people try to make it seem like they're just living this lavish life and everything is just so great and easy, when really some of the girls are escorts. Some of the girls are, what I like, and it's no shade. But I think sometimes we get on social media and we see these lifestyles, but the whole story isn't being told. And that's how some people are making money. So don't let the lavish lives fool you. There are some people who maybe they do have a partner or someone that they're with that's providing that lifestyle for them. Maybe they are a stay-at-home mom, wife, girlfriend, and their partner is providing. Love that for you. But there are people who they kind of they're not telling the full story, and they really are working quite hard to maintain that lifestyle and maintain the optics of it. So just keep that in mind as well. I think that social media does a great job of, having a lot of smoke and mirrors. And so sometimes we can look at certain situations and be like, oh my gosh, like she's living, or she's just like, the whole soft life and there are some people who are living a soft life and they are just breezing through, don't have to lift a finger. But that's not the case for the majority. It's just not. not from what I've seen and heard. So that's another way that people are making money. And then I would say the final way that people are making money is through investments. I am not a finance girl. All that stuff honestly stresses me out. And I wish I was more interested in learning about like the stock market and investing and day trading and all that, because I know that there is good money in that. From what I've heard, I don't have the patience or the interest in wanting to learn how to do that. Maybe I should force myself. I don't know. If you have more information about that, let me know too, because I tried to do research on the stock market and I felt like my brain was going to explode. So I don't know. It's just not really my thing. But again, there are a lot of people who are investing and they are seeing some good money from it. So that's another option as well. Last thing that I kind of want to mention regarding making money is I don't think I know one person in my life who doesn't have a side hustle. Everyone I know is doing something to make some money on the side, because these full-time jobs, they're just really not cutting it for the most part, unless you are lucky enough to have one full-time job that covers all of your expenses. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You have money to save. You have money to cover all your bills. That is a huge blessing. But I feel like in this economy, that is rare. My last full-time job, the one that I got fired from, I was on salary and I still was living paycheck to paycheck. Couldn't save. I was just barely scraping by. And actually, the first few months that I started that job, I was also working part-time at a restaurant. So it really wasn't cutting it as far as all of my expenses. And I feel like that's the case for a lot of people. So people are, content creation can be a side hustle. People are driving for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, selling things on Poshmark and Depop, selling things on Etsy. Like, I feel like having a side hustle it's like everybody's doing it because having one job just doesn't seem to be making the cut. So that's also another way to make money. Actually, a side hustle for me currently, and what I was doing when I was freelancing, was just submitting for castings, whether it was doing background work for like TV shows and movies and things like that, doing modeling gigs here and there, content creation gigs. That type of like freelance work has been a side hustle for me really off and on for the last like 5-6 years. So that's something to consider as well. So that concludes today's episode. I hope this was helpful in some kind of way. We are in some tough times. And if you're someone who you're like, I can't relate, I'm doing great, I'm balling, I'm not having these issues, God bless. And I hope that I can get to that level sometime soon. But for those of us who are struggling right now, hang in there. I really am just trying to hold on to the faith that the economy will turn around, the job market will turn around, and that we'll be able to just pursue our dreams. Not to be corny, but it's like you really have to fight for your dreams and fight for the life that you want. And I feel like that's the season that I'm currently in. It's like I'm fighting. I'm fighting for my life, just trying to pursue what I believe my purpose is and what I believe my dream life is. Hopefully that helps. Remember, if you need any advice on anything, if you have any questions, any topics that you want me to talk about, please be sure to DM me on TikTok or Instagram. Like this video. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you on Sunday. Cheers.